A few years ago, in a small town in Texas, there lived a young woman named Emily. Emily worked long, hard hours at a small bakery in Austin, saving every dollar she could. Her dream was simple, but it was big for her heart. She wanted to open her own little coffee shop one day. Every morning she woke up before sunrise to catch the first bus across town, firm in her belief that hard work would slowly build her future. One evening, after closing the bakery, she checked her small savings box. Her heart just dropped. The envelope that held $5,000, her entire savings from 3 years of sacrifice, was gone. Emily frantically searched every shelf, every drawer, every corner of her tiny apartment. But the envelope had vanished. She suddenly remembered that earlier that week, a repairman had come to fix her kitchen sink. The next morning, she went straight to her apartment manager, Mr. Johnson. She said, "Please, check the security cameras. Someone has taken my savings." Mr. Johnson just sighed and shook his head. "The cameras in the hallway haven't been working for months," he said. "There's nothing I can do." Emily felt a wave of anger rising inside her. She didn't stop there. She went to the local police station in downtown Austin and explained everything to Officer Martinez. He listened carefully but then told her, "Without proof or camera footage, we can't file a strong case. It will be very hard to find your money." Emily walked out of that station feeling small and utterly helpless. 3 years of work, gone in a single moment. For 2 days, she cried in her room, thinking maybe this was a sign to give up her dream. Maybe she just wasn't meant to own a coffee shop. But on the third morning, something shifted. She looked at herself in the mirror and said, "I may be broke, but I am not powerless. If no one can help me directly, I will use my mind." She remembered the logo on the repair company's truck, Lone Star Home Repairs. She searched for the company online and found their social media page. There were lots of customer reviews. Some were good, but many complained about items going missing after a repair. She wrote a calm but detailed post describing what had happened. She didn't accuse anyone by name. She simply asked if others had faced similar problems. Within hours, the responses started pouring in from Dallas, Houston, and even San Antonio. Several customers shared stories about valuables disappearing after a service visit. One person even mentioned filing a complaint with the Better Business Bureau. Emily carefully gathered all the comments and screenshots. The next day, she returned to Officer Martinez. She showed him the online responses, explaining, "This isn't just my loss. This could be a pattern." This time, the officer looked at the information much more seriously. "This changes things," he said. "If multiple complaints exist, we can start an investigation." Within a week, the police contacted several former customers and discovered similar reports all across Travis County. Soon, the owner of Lone Star Home Repairs was called in for questioning. Under pressure, one of his employees admitted to stealing small amounts of cash from clients. When confronted with the evidence, he confessed. Emily received a call from the police station. They had recovered most of her money from the employee's apartment. It wasn't the full amount, but it was almost all of it. Tears filled her eyes, but this time they were tears of relief. She realized something powerful that day. When the manager refused, when the police first declined, she almost gave up. But instead of shouting or fighting blindly, she chose strategy. She connected the dots. She turned her one small voice into many voices. Her post created awareness. A year later, Emily finally opened her small coffee shop near Ladybird Lake. She named it Second Sunrise. Above the counter, she placed a small, framed note. It reads, "Never underestimate a calm mind and a brave heart." Customers often ask her about the meaning behind that note. She just smiles and tells them a simple story. She says sometimes, life will take what you worked hard for. Sometimes people in power will say they can't help you. And sometimes, the system will feel too big and you will feel too small. But strength isn't always loud. It's patient. It's thoughtful. It's persistent. Emily's journey reminds us that in America, in cities like Austin or New York or Chicago, dreams are built by ordinary people. Not by magic, not by luck alone, but by courage mixed with intelligence. So if you ever feel powerless, remember this: you may not control the situation or the people involved, but you can always control your response. You can think, you can connect, you can act. And sometimes that is more than enough to change the ending of your story. Thanks for watching.